Good morning, my classy people. It is Thursday as we head towards another weekend. We're about, I don't know, 8 or 9 days out from the Preakness Stake, the middle leg of the Triple Crown for sure. There won't be a Triple Crown winner this year because the Derby winner's not coming. But that being said, we're still going to turn our attention to the Preakness at some point. But in the meantime, we do have tip sheets for both days. The Black-Eyed Susan Stakes day on Friday. The girls are in town, of course, the 3-year-old girls. And on Saturday, the 17th, of course, is the Preakness. Tip sheets are $20 for each day, Friday and Saturday. Full cards, analysis, our picks. If you buy both, I'll give them to you for $35. Please email us at speedking24@yahoo.com and or text the office 732-804-0637. Well, I wanted to take a look at this weekend's races. And all the action is up there at Belmont at Aqueduct, right? Got like 5 stake races up there, 3 or 4 graded. The Peter Pan, I think, is a stepping stone to the Belmont Stakes. The Ruffian, I got a big opinion in there. My main squeeze, my main girl is in there. But I also like the John Nerud Stakes, right? It's a 6 furlong sprint, and they be flying. I mean, it may be my second favorite, one of those sprint races. Well, the Metropolitan Mile's not a sprint, but they be moving mighty fast. So we're going to take a look at the John Nerud Stakes, right? And got a pretty decent opinion in here, too, if you ask me. John Nerud Stakes is race number 7 on the card, about 4:40 in the afternoon for 175,000, going 6 panels, y'all. It's a grade 3, right? And we got a pretty decent sized field here. So, it's 6 of them, but they're going to be blistering up front right away, So I like this race a whole bunch. I like this entire card. By the way, we will have tip sheets for this particular day, upcoming Saturday on the 10th, I believe. All right. So, but before we get into that, I want to wish all of our classy ladies a happy Mother's Day for sure. All of you, you know who you are, the Kims, the Diana, the Twisted Sisters, the Miss Marys, Nancy, Tina, and I know it's so many more, right? Miss Karen for sure. All right. Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you. I don't want to, be lost on me that the Speed King didn't wish his classy ladies happy Mother's Day for sure. Right? So let's look at the John Nerud. Again, 7th race. Well, I think there's a horse in here that should get clear on the lead. Anarchist, right? The number 5 horse. Well, Anarchist is pretty fast. Now, there's some other speed in here. The number 4, Surveillance, is pretty fast. The thing that IRAD is up on, What You're Talking About, is pretty fast. And, of course, the number 2, Silver Slugger, who I think probably will get the lead, the number 2, the Slugger horse. But I think Anarchist could sit right behind him and get the jump on the rest of the 4 behind them for sure. But so my top pick is going to be the number 5 Antarctic, right? Like I said, I think he should get a tracking trip behind the number 2 Silver Slugger, right? Antarctic is trained by one of my favorite trainers out in California. I don't have many out there, right? Richard Mandela and Doug O'Neill, right? And I like Peter Miller in big spots for sure. But Doug O'Neill is a sheet reader, y'all. Old Ragusan sheet reader. 25, 30 years it goes back. So he knows where to place his horses, based on what he do, right? And he's just one heck of a trainer. Well, Antarctic, he doesn't win very often. Like 18 starts, only 3 wins, 7 seconds, a bridesmaid, right? And 2/3, right? But I think this horse may be able to do something. Like I said, going to have a target, or at least I think in front of him with the number 2 horse should get to the front. And I think Antarctic's may be the second fastest horse in the race in terms of where they're going to be the first quarter, and should be able to sit second and have a target to run at for sure. And again, so I like a lot of things about this horse. 1, it's Doug O'Neill's. 2, he's fast. 3, we got Joel Rosario in the yards for the first time. So I always like Joel on horses that are forwardly placed. See Jackie's Warrior, Nick's Go, whatever, right? Like that. So, but really, one of the things why I've always followed this horse is his sire is the distorted humor, right? The late great distorted humor. I say that all the time. And distorted humor was just some kind of racehorse, and then maybe an even better sire of sires, if you ask me. And so he's by distorted humor on the back end by elusive quality. Now I seen distorted humor run back in Monmouth Park, I believe in 1997 in the Salvatore Mall with Julie Crone in the yards, right? And I just always loved distorted humor, and so I shy to horses that I breeding, that I like and I know, just like that Honor Marie that's going to be in the Preakness. By Honor AP. I just like that horse who was by Honor Code, right? And Honor Code's by Mr. Prospector, that goes back to Raise a Native and Native Dancer and that type of thing. But to me, I just think Anarchist can sit the trip here, y'all. Around second or third for sure. I love the sire, obviously, distorted humor. And I love the fact Doug O'Neill is doing the conditioning, and I got my boy in the on. That's Joel Rosario, Mr. Rolex himself. So my top pick here is going to be the number 5 horse. Hopefully we can get a decent price, 4-1, 5-1 like that. It is a small field for sure. Our second pick is maybe the horse to beat here. I mean, even though the horse is an allowance horse, the number 3 horse, What You're Talking About, right? Well, this one's coming off of a 114-day layoff for sure, and it's Wesley Ward, so this one's got speed because that's how Wesley trains, right? And he went and got the services of Irad Ortiz, who, by the way, was on this horse back in 2023 when he broke his maiden over there at the real Belmont racetrack, right? This horse is by dialed in on the back end by the Derby winner, Super Saver, right? Todd Pletcher runner for sure. Lasix is off today. Now, I never know how to quantify this. The horse always run with Lasix. If he didn't need it, they would have never had it on him. So I never know how that's going to affect them, right? But that being said, the horse is coming off of a 114-day layoff, off of a big number. Now, this horse won a couple overnight stake races, but has big breaks in his running lines, right? Between 23 and 24, the horse was off 386 days or something like that. And then he was off, he came back, ran twice, off 47 days, then ran once, and now it's off again for 114 days. So he may have some trouble. I mean, very, very nice horse. Has always hit the board, so he's well placed. He's only got 6 starts, and 50% of them are wins. Okay, 2 seconds and 1/3. But there are some really big breaks in his line between 23 and 24. There's almost a year there, right? This is, but again, well managed. Wesley Ward knows how to do this thing, and maybe the number 3, What You're Talking About, is the horse to beat. He'll be our second pick here. And then we're going to round out a trifactor with Full Moon Madness. I love the name of that horse, right? Well, Navar is doing the conditioning. Manny Franco's up. This one's by the great Into Mischief. Indian Charlie on the back end, so that talks speed right away. 4 wins from 13 starts, 2 seconds, 3/3. The number 1 horse is fast in his own right. So I expect these to be tipping. I expect these, speed is king. I think it's going to be hot and heavy up front for sure, which is what we love, right? I love speed, right? Speed is king. So we're going to make the number 1 horse our 3rd pick in here. And if we had to round out a super in such a small field, of course I would look for value here. The number 6 horse, O'Connor Sunset, right, should be a huge price, but I love the pace numbers, which are even. This is only an allowance horse, so we know the pace numbers are going to be really, really big on the number 6, O'Connor. Let's put him in the 4th spot in case we play a super. We think he's going to be north of 20-25-1, even in a 6 horse field. So there it is in the John Nerud Stakes, right? Again, I love the Antarctic horse. He doesn't win very often, but man, I think, in the 7th race, the number 5 Antarctic should get a beautiful, beautiful trip behind that old slugger horse, the number 2, right? So our top pick is the number 5 horse. We're going to be all in with Doug O'Neill and my boy, Mr. Joel Rosario, Mr. Rolex. He'll be on time, of course. And so it's going to be 5-3-1 for us in that order. And like I said, if you're playing a super, it's only 6 horses. Let's throw the number 6 because we think he's going to be probably the longest shot on the board. And I love his pace number. So we'll just use the number 6 in the 4th spot. for sure. If we're playing supers, right? For sure. Again, we love Anarchist, right? The son of who? You got it. The great, great distorted humor. 5, 3, 1, just like that. Go ahead and box it up. Me, not doing that. Just playing the number 5 horse. Gonna play some money to win on. Maybe play some doubles like that. We love the 5 in race number 7. All right, so stay classy, y'all. Remember, tip sheets for the Preakness and Black Eye Susan. Got tip sheets for this weekend as well at Belmont. Hey, reach out to us, Speed King 24 at yahoo.com and or text the office 732-804-0637. And once again, happy Mother's Day to all our classy listeners out there, right? Couldn't do it without the ladies. They're awesome. They really do look after us. Thank you so much.